So with the opportunity to try a lot of phones here at TechnoBuffalo, I generally don't have a phone that's like my phone that I'm using, because usually I'm testing something new, which is a really cool problem to have. I've got a bit of a lull in my testing now, and I kind of had the opportunity to look at what phone I want to use just to use a phone. And I found myself drawn back to the beauty of the Pixel XL. So here are my reasons. The first and big one is, that camera is so sweet and so nice, and the pictures that come out of this thing are incredible. Even when I'm not using the Pixel, generally I'm carrying it with me to use for photos because they look absolutely incredible. So I figured instead of just carrying two phones, might as well use the thing. Also, I'm moving in about 2 weeks, and I'm currently with AT&T, but my new house doesn't get good AT&T service at all. In fact, it just disconnects down to no service. I'm not the biggest fan of Wi-Fi calling. Generally, when I leave the house, if I'm on a phone call, it'll drop. But Verizon gets really good service where I live, my new place. So I'm gonna be switching to Verizon. And the Pixel, obviously, works with Verizon. So that's one of the reasons I'm also considering making the switch. I like the convenience of having USB-C. I can carry just one cable with me. I can carry one cable for my computer, one cable to charge my phone, and be just on my way. So looking forward to having like a quiet period of using the Pixel. For me though, the big reasons were three. It was speed, camera, and screen. I love the screen, I love the speed, and obviously that little tiny camera, it doesn't have a camera hump, makes the Pixel XL an awesome choice. Still expensive, they're still kind of hard to find, but if you get your hands on a Pixel or Pixel XL, you're gonna be really impressed. And I think especially for the crowd that's coming from iOS. If you're an Android user, you're already gonna know how to use the Pixel. It's gonna be the best pure Android experience out there. But if you're coming from an iPhone, like a lot of you guys are considering, I think the Pixel really does a nice job of bridging that gap. So the big question is, what phone are you using? If you could pick any phone that's out right now to use, which one would you pick and why? For me though, at least for right now, it's the Pixel XL. If you watch this video, chances are you love tech, but if you're passionate about science, technology, and kind of the future of where all that stuff's gonna come together, you might wanna check out the folks at Seeker. They're focused on explainers, documentaries, and all kinds of other stories just about the world, and they show it all kind of through the context of science. They have new YouTube videos up every day. You can check them out. They've got a cool one on how we could back up the entire internet with just a gram of DNA, which sounds gross, but also awesome. If you're more of a reader, check them out at Seeker.com. They got a lot of great stories about space, technology, energy, and kind of all things science.